Guys, what's up? If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. My name is Indigo, and today I was gonna give you guys a story time, and while I was recording it, I actually had the biggest revelation, so I stopped and I wrote that down. And then I came across this video yesterday that put all of the pieces together for me of like why I feel like I've been trying to close out a karmic cycle now for a couple of months, and I've been trying to figure out why I'm stuck, why I'm still here, what is it that has kept me, what's had me in a chokehold this whole time. Y'all, I figured I got both sides of the puzzle. Like, I understand what it is. So let's talk about it. I have suffered with a broken heart my entire life. And my heart has been like, even though my heart has been broken, I feel like in many ways I've tried to like push through it over the years, and I got to the point where I could not ignore everything that had been happening to me and all of the ways in which I just kept getting fucked over in the situation. And I know what you're thinking, like, how did you get your heart broken as a child? My dad broke my heart as a kid. It's funny, I was actually making the video that I was recording was about the tumultuous relationship I've had with him, and he broke my heart before I ever was even conscious of what was happening. My dad, I didn't grow up with him. He hasn't been in my life with any sense of permanency since I was, I want to say 2, I think, like 2, 3, somewhere in there. My dad went to prison, and he went to prison for a rather heinous reason. And my mom, she was like, nope, I'm out. Packed us, me and my brother, up and shipped us back home to California, and divorced him. And so, like, the last time that I can really remember just him consistently being there, I have like a snapshot of literally like a snippet of a memory from when I was like 2. That's the last like time we were all together as a family. And then my dad, he popped up in and out of my life growing up, but it was never consistent. It was never in a way that had any major real impact. And so I grew up with a piece of me literally missing, and there would be so much joy for me personally. Like, I would want to call my dad as a kid. I'm 9, 10. So I would call him and he wouldn't answer, and I'm 10. I didn't, know what it meant to leave a voicemail, but, my dad would tell me all the time, like, if you want me to call you back, you have to leave a voicemail. What do you mean I have to leave you a voicemail? You know whose number this is. I'm 10. Why am I leaving you a voicemail at 10? I'm your child. If anything, you should be calling me, trying to spend time with me, wanting to be in my life, And so, like, there was always that missing. And then when I got older and, he did come back into my life, I wanted him to come back, and I just wanted him to be my dad. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him to love me, and I wanted him to care for me. And it never materialized. That's not to say that he doesn't love me in a particular way. I think that in his mind, he thinks that he loves me. And I think that deep down, that feeling is there, but the expression of it and the way in which he shows up, lacking. And for so long, I internalized the way in which he treated me as it manifested itself within me as well, it's a couple of ways: lack of self-confidence, lack of ability to move forward, very childlike in nature, idealistic ideations. What else? There's so many little ways, and I've gotten to a point in my life now where it's like I want to move forward and I want to be a better person, but it's almost like how do I move forward when, I don't even want to say move forward, but it's like if the man who love, like who was supposed to love me, I'm literally half of him. I'm his first child. I'm this man's first child. You know, I'm the person that made him a father. If he doesn't even love me and have care and consideration for me, mind you, I'm his first child. I'm also his only daughter. How can I like, what does that say about me that he doesn't even, think that I am worth a phone call? Or what does it say that he doesn't even think that I'm worth helping out when I get a little bit down? I carried that around with me for a very long time, and I'm only just now realizing that it's like that heartbreak has shaped literally every single decision that I've made, so much so that even it shaped my life so much that even now, with everything that I'm trying to bring into my life, it's always coming in, and it might be something that I want, but it never comes in perfect condition or in beautiful condition or in a way that there's nothing wrong with it, because I was taught at a young age, based on what I was seeing again from my father, that things can show up, but they're not going to be perfect, and you just have to accept it. And I've literally lived my entire life like that. When I say the last few years, I have gotten so many things that I thought I wanted, only to find out that there's something wrong with it. Prime example, and what happened to me at the very beginning of my spiritual awakening, was I got this car. It was a little green Chevy Spark, and I had wanted this car for a hot minute. Finally got it, and realized I went to it was a manual car. Went to put it in fifth gear. Baby, there's no fifth gear. So and if if you know anything about driving stick shift, like fifth gear, that's the highest one, and that's what you're doing your higher speed, 70 or I think 50 plus. You're in fifth gear for that. This car didn't have that. Got a Mini Cooper a couple years later because I really wanted that. I hadn't wanted that since I was a kid. Got it, and there was something wrong with there was like a misfire or something wrong with it. It kept burning oil. So let me see another example. I was able to go to college, but it wasn't the college that I really wanted. Like I didn't too tough care to go to college, but I was like, okay, well, everybody wants me to go to college. Didn't get to go exactly where I wanted to. So there's just like there has been all of these ways in which my broken heart and my inability to really understand that the lack of true love and loving me the way I deserved from my father it manifested in me not realizing that that had absolutely nothing to do with me and everything to do with him and the way in which he grew up and his inability to really work through everything that traumatized him as a child. And like, when I tell y'all, this has been the most mind-blowing thing. Like, I thought all my trauma had a lot to do with like growing up in the church. Baby, that's only part of the problem. Like, that, if you've been following me since the beginning, you know I talked last year about leaving Christianity, and I did a lot of unpacking with that all last year. Up until, I want to say, like October, November-ish is when I really, thought I was done. I've unpacked all of this, like, I'm good, I'm free to move forward. And these last few months have really been focused on, like, nah, baby, there's still a problem. There are all these there are these grandiose ideas that I have for myself, and I can literally see in my mind's eye that they are for me. I can see that I absolutely can get them. It's no question about that. But the lack of motivation, the lack of really trying to actually get there, and all of that, like, that I felt while trying to do this, I didn't understand where it came from, y'all. And now I know. My heart is literally broken. Like, it's still broken. There's still just a part of me that's just like, yo, what did I do? What did I do? And I know it doesn't reflect bad on me. It has absolutely nothing to do with me and everything to do with him. But there's still just that. There's that desire to be made whole in that way. And my dad is who he is. My dad, I think, is, my dad's like 60 now. He will never be who he's supposed to be for me. And as hard of a pill as that is to swallow, it's a thing that I just have to accept. And it's honestly, it's okay. I know that the more that I continue to move forward, because I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to get down on myself and say that I haven't made any strides. I have, I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and internally, just to get myself trying to be more aware of where all of my shortcomings and all that come from, and really what is holding me back internally. I've done a lot of work to discover that for myself. I've also been doing a lot of physical work, trying to be more consistent on here. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I'm doing a rebrand on my business right now, so I've been doing that, being more active on social media in general, just trying to break out of this box and this belief that has held me back for so long, that I am not worthy, and that inherently people are going to dislike me and not feel that I'm worth it because of the way in which I've been treated by my father. Like, I've been doing a lot of work to heal myself from that, so I'm not going to get down on myself or whatever. It's just, I think I did not realize that my heartbreak spanned back to childhood, because for me, I thought it was a couple of months ago. I thought it was about 6 years ago. We had this huge falling out, and my relationship with him and my stepmother has literally never been the same because of this incident. But no, baby, this has gone back to childhood. And so like this is hurt that I've carried around for so long that it has literally just become a part of me. And now that I know what it is, baby, we can go in and we can get this root out. Like that for me is exciting. That for me is that's a beautiful thing. Like I'm happy to be here. It sucks that it took me so long to figure out like what the problem was, but now that I know my hang up, I can definitely go forward and do the work to heal. Like I already kind of started anyway. Like the last few nights I've been trying to do mirror work where I just sit and it's like right after I get out of the shower, so I do my skincare or whatever, and I just sit and I look at myself completely naked in the mirror. At first it was extremely uncomfortable, but the more that I do it and the longer that I sit and just be with myself, the more I can feel those shackles of you're not enough, you're not beautiful, you're not worthy. The more I can feel those things falling off and breaking away, and I'm able to really comfortably step forward in all it is that I am. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but like I've even been like doing little different stuff with my makeup. It's stuff I've wanted to do for so long but I never did because I just felt like I was doing too much. No, I'm learning to just get comfortable, like be comfortable like with myself when I tell y'all. And now that I know what I know about this heartbreak, I can begin to heal that so that everything that I bring into my life, you know, moving forward, I can do it hopefully from a more healed place and from a place where I'm not allowing my disappointment to lead me and to, you know, bring in what would seemingly be an ideal situation, but it's tinged with that sense of incompleteness and sense of being not whole, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and, you know, let you guys know that been dealing with that for about a week, actually a little bit longer. I've also been dealing with some things with my truck. I've been trying to get her back up and running. But yeah, that's why I was gone last week. I didn't post, but I'm a few days behind, but that's why. I say all of that to say, whatever it is that is holding you back, please go and find that thing so you can get rid of it. Like, the world needs us, all of us, in our most healed state, so that we can go forward and try and help and change this shit. Because the way it's going right now, the motherfuckers that are leading this shit absolutely are trying to set us up for our downfall, and I'm not going down for nobody else. I refuse. I refuse to be a victim. You know, like, that's another little thing. Let's talk about it real quick. But I think a lot of the circumstances in my life have I lived them out from the place of a victim for a very, very long time. Just because it was easier to say, oh, this person victimized me. You know, my dad victimized me. It was so much easier to say that and to put all the blame off on him instead of taking accountability for the fact that, okay, now you're an adult. Now you see all of the faults that this man is making. You know, you see the ways in which he is mistreating you. So why do you continue to put your heart out there only for him to smash it again? You know, I lived for a long time trying to put the blame off on him, but I victimized, or I put myself in that place every single time. You know, he told me growing up exactly how he feels about me, and exactly who he showed me who he was as a person, and he continues to do that now. So why do you continue to put your heart out there only for him to stomp on it? It doesn't make sense. And so you know, coming out, like, I've been trying to come out of like this victim mentality anyway, but now I can really like come out of it, because in the grand scheme of things, I realize, like, in many ways, everything that my dad has done to me, like everything that he did to me growing up, I've since been doing to myself for how I've carried myself these last 10 years, you know? Yeah, I became 18 at 10 years ago. So like, yeah, these last 10 years, I can't completely put the blame on him. Yeah, I can't completely, I can't completely put the blame on him. Like, I very much victimized myself. The same ways in which he mistreated me, I did the exact same thing by putting myself in that situation, knowing full well how it was going to turn out. So, I say all of that to say, for real this time, now that I know what I'm dealing with and why I am in the situation that I am right now, it makes it so much easier to break myself free, to move forward, really move forward, and, you know, on to the next paradigm, on into my next paradigm. So, yeah, thank you for coming to my little, I don't even know what to call it, I guess self-reflection. Thank you for being here with me while I reflected on self. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a whole lot in this wonderful world of YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you want more from me, and leave me a comment down in the comment section if you've ever experienced anything like this, or yeah, share your story. What are you overcoming? Because we gotta get to this next level, guys. Like, we gotta get to the next level. But yeah, follow me on social media. Your girl is actually active on there now, like legitimately on all platforms. And check me out on Etsy. I sell body butters, if you didn't know. I have a cute little business that's been going up for a couple months. I actually finally had my first online sale. Most of them have been in person up until now. Finally had my first online sale, so shout out to you. You know who you are. And but you can check me out on Etsy. I'll have that link down below as well. And yeah, that's all the things. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day or night whenever you choose to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.